Hi guys, welcome back to the market update for Wyckoff Crypto Trading Lab. I did not have a chance to record the video yesterday, so apologies. And it was a very interesting day, so we're going to review it today. All right. So what do we see in the market for cryptos in the last couple of days? So obviously we've had some kind of small reaction that shook out some of the positions, especially the short-term positions that were open just recently. And we see that shakeout, well, it's not even a shakeout, but it's a shakeout type of action, did not really produce a lot of movement to the downside in Bitcoin. I thought it was like a tell, like a hint that with that less selling from Bitcoin, we actually going to recover really soon, very quick, and Bitcoin might actually continue to the upside, and in some cases even lead. And we kind of see that continuation from yesterday and today. Also, let's go to Bitcoin. So our scenarios were as such. We were talking about a possibility of the return back into the trading range, into kind of like a gentle reaction into the higher low, and then recovery, and then continuation. We also talked about a possibility of much more flatter reaction and then continuation to the upside. So those were the two scenarios that we were discussing. In the scenario with the high low, that would be phase C, but now looking at the price action, and again, one of the things that I teach my students is do not try to predict. Like seriously, like well, you're gonna fail more times predicting things than just following the market. You have to allow the market to show you what the market wants to do and just follow that. So what do we see here? This is a very interesting spot because it's either a sign of strength or an upthrust in the Wyckoff methodology. So we're overcoming the resistance here. And yet, look at the volume signature and look at the price action. So the effort is slightly more than on the way up in the formation, and especially, on the bars that are around those edges, right? So here and here. And yet, what is the result? It's the result that we are so interested about. Um, what kind of result on this type of effort is being shown to us. And this is a very flat reaction. This is an upsloping reaction. And then not a lot of action on the actual shakeout that we had over the weekend. Let's look at the hourly chart. And here is this shakeout. So it's not as pronounced as it was in other crypto assets. And if this is the most important bar, then look where we are, how we are respecting this support. And here we have even a higher low with the close substantially higher. And this close is more related into this testing area than anything else. Quick recovery into the resistance. Some of the tails that are telling us that there is attempts to push the price even higher, another higher low, and then off we go. So we are in the attempt to leave this trading range formation, in the attempt to reestablish the trend, and now clearly about 50,000, which is a psychological level. So I would be thinking here in terms of these scenarios of how things might unfold next, is that we're continuing to the upside. There is nothing that has stopped us significantly here in this case. If we would be thinking about the bear scenario, then we should have a very pronounced change of character bar. Something like this, something like this, something like this. And so far, we don't see that. So with that, as we don't see that, we are betting on the continuation to the upside. And obviously, we will have to look at some of the P and F counts, to define where we could potentially go. Some other indices. So DeFi. I thought that was very interesting how DeFi was showing some weakness on these 3 bars, but then the shakeout happened on a slightly less volume signature than at the previous change of character. So this defines the structure itself. And let's just open up this window a little bit so that we would see. So I would say, like we have had first leg down, second leg down, first leg down, second leg down, first leg down, second leg down. As in these cases, we are doing somewhat the same in just a different shape. What's so interesting about DeFi is the volume signature that came. And I think this is just institutions are coming in into the, the crypto space just in general. That's number one. And secondly, they are obviously want to be in the assets there that are outperforming. So I think that there is an attempt here for some to profit take and then for some to actually establish new meaningful positions. So I would be thinking that we need some kind of confirmation to the upside, overcoming maybe the high of this shakeout bar in a bar like this, and even more preferable over this resistance, something like this. And then that would suggest a further continuation, with the attempts to overcome some points of resistance there. Shitcoin, we were profiling this as one of the strongest on the way up right here. Supply most definitely came, but look at the recovery, look at the today's bar, we are close to the resistance. We would be looking to see what kind of commitment we're going to make here. There is some possibility that we could make that commitment, come back, and then go up again, like we've done with DeFi here. Still waiting for that breakout. So it depends, but allow the structure to unfold. Allow the market to show you what it wants to do. Do not try to predict, and that's kind of like the main message for today. Okay, in other assets, let's look at where we are. Well, Polkadot was definitely much better positions and showed a much better comparative strength, and suggested continuation almost immediately. So we don't have a lot of weakness right here. So this was an asset of interest to me personally, and I'll explain why. I think Ethereum is actually shaping up after this sign of strength and the upslope and backup action to break out. So I'm looking at this asset right here, maybe to establish a position. Chainlink broke out, had a shakeout, did not have a lot of supply, so that's good. And then a quick recovery. Again, what's going to happen here is going to be the determinant factor whether the price will continue to the upside or it's still going to consolidate here for some time above this formation. Avi had this construction of the trading range. So now we're at the trading range, and we had a small splash of the supply on the shakeout. And today we're testing that low. So the key is going to be overcoming 500 at this point. And then ADA, even though we had a climactic run, we had some kind of, change of character. We are here. We are in the trading range, which could be overcome also very quickly as a continuation to the upside. So with the demand coming in, we're still seeing a healthy structure that is contained by the last climactic bar. So quite a healthy recovery. I do not see any distributional signs. And yesterday, as I was looking at the market, yes, there was some weakness. And for a moment, there was this thought that, okay, well, maybe we're going to develop a more meaningful reaction. But as you look at all of them, the way how they recovered after the shakeout, the way how the shakeout was tested and being tested today, the way how some of the assets are leading right now, and the way how Bitcoin is behaving, that is still suggestive of the continuation. Now, let's go to some of the trades that I've done. I mentioned Polkadot, that I was kind of very attracted to the strength on the shakeout. So I opened the position yesterday here on this bar. This is not my setup. And I must confess that I'm still feeling, somewhat uncomfortable. This is the first week that I'm trading cryptos. So I need to get into like the rhythm of the market. It's a different rhythm than the stock market, even though the stock market right now is speeding a lot, since COVID lows. But still, the speed, the velocity with which the cryptos move is something different. It's so unique. So hoping to have good trades here. And again, even though this is not my setup, I'm just betting on the continuation. So we'll have to see how that's going to unfold. That's number one. Well, you know that I have position in link. I mentioned that the position was opened right here, I believe, on this bar right here. Yeah, right here. So not the best timing, considering that the shakeout comes after that. But I was lucky enough where my stop loss was here, so it didn't touch it, and I'm just hoping for some kind of continuation here in link. And then I opened, what I would consider, if this could be even considered in the crypto world, a speculative position. So this is fill. And what am I seeing here? Well, I like the sign of strength after the consolidation, after institutions came in again, and then supply is going down. And look at the shakeout bar right here, and then the test after that. So this is more speculative. I would be expecting that there's going to be some kind of low volatility, and then perhaps continuation to the upside. So these are my position as of now. As I said, I will be showing those, and hopefully you guys are going to give me some kind of pointers as to what am I doing correctly, what am I doing incorrectly. I'm all ears. I'm very open as a trader to learn from others, especially from somebody who has been trading this market for years, and me coming in this last week, at this particular point in the structure. So that just kind of threw me off a little bit. So let's see how these positions will develop. And with that, that's it for today. Thank you for being the members of our Discord group.